What's gone wrong for Messi at PSG? What do the stats show? And why he should leave PSG in the summer, and where should he go? I'm going to be given 5 different options, as well as looking at some other examples of players in the latter stages of their career, moving clubs and actually succeeding. But before we get into that, if you do like the look of these phone cases, such as the Messi holding the shirt celebration, Neymar's rainbow flick, Ronaldinho or Zidane's headbutt, then go over to El Clasico cases. They've got a variety of other designs as well for less than £20. And if you use code AF at checkout, you'll also get a massive 25% off, and anything you do buy will be directly helping to support the channel and enabling me to keep making videos like this, so I'll leave a link in the description below. So I think it's fair to say that Messi's spell at PSG hasn't quite gone according to plan. PSG are 15 points clear at the top of Ligue 1, but were eliminated from the Coupe de France at the last 16 by Nice on penalties, and were dumped out of the Champions League by Karim Benzema inspired Real Madrid. And if you are interested in how Real Madrid overcame PSG in that game, I'll leave the link to my analysis video in the description below. So I think nearly everyone would agree that Messi has failed at PSG so far, or at least PSG have failed him, which I will clarify later on in the video. But what do the stats show about Messi's 2021-22 season in Paris? Well, in Ligue 1 this season, he scored just 2 goals in 18 games, whilst picking up 11 assists. Now this is a dramatic fall off even from last season, when he was a top scorer in La Liga with 30 goals in 35 games and 38 goals in 47 games in all competitions. Now this has been somewhat down to a role change for Messi, with him dropping a lot deeper in possession in PSG's side, playing in front of the opposition's midfield line at times. And to be fair, he is still recording fairly impressive creative metrics, recording the highest expected assists in Ligue 1 this season with 0.43 per 90, whilst also ranking very highly for his ball progression metrics like passes into the penalty area, progressive passes and through balls. However, despite these range of metrics showing that Messi is now far more of a playmaker than a goal scorer, he will still fundamentally be judged on his direct goal contributions and his performances in big games. He did score a spectacular second goal for PSG against Manchester City in the group stages of the Champions League at the Parc des Princes, whilst also scoring 2 goals in a 3-2 win over RB Leipzig. But apart from those 2 games, Messi has had relatively little impact on PSG this season. The goal scoring tail-off alone says it all, but even when you watch Messi play for PSG, particularly in big games against Real Madrid and Manchester City for example, it just seems like he doesn't fit the side, not having the same ability to almost drag his team forward into goal scoring positions as he was able to do even at Barcelona last season. So what exactly is the problem? Well, first and foremost, I think he, like the PSG side as a whole, are suffering from one too many superstars in the side. Messi at Barcelona was essentially carried out of possession, allowed to preserve his energy for in possession, given a free role to flow into positions that he felt he could best create from. This is very much what a trequartista is. PSG also have Neymar, who is also at his best when he's given these same freedoms in a central trequartista role. Mbappe, whilst playing a completely different role to those two, also needs to be given a degree of freedom both in and out of possession, and so that means that PSG have to carry 3 attackers, which under usual circumstances is 3 too many, but under almost every circumstance is 2 too many as well. In possession, Pochettino's PSG defending a 4-3-3, which is really a 4-3 until Neymar, Mbappe and Messi can be asked to run back. Now Mbappe's defensive contributions are just as shocking as the other two, but you can't really criticise him because he practically wins games on his own, and so if anyone in the side is deserving of being given a free role, then it is Mbappe. You can't be a defensive liability whilst also not being your side's biggest defensive threat, and that is the situation currently for both Messi and Neymar. I won't go into Neymar too much in this video, as I may do a separate video on him, as his situation is a little different to Messi, so make sure you subscribe, click the bell and put a comment in the comment section if you do want to see that video. Also, PSG's dominance in France doesn't actually help Messi either, as it means his whole PSG legacy relies solely on the Champions League, and when PSG go out, it's effectively the season failed. He'd be much better off at a team where it's seen as a huge achievement to win the domestic title or cup, as then Messi wouldn't be judged solely on the Champions League, which is incredibly hard to win, as PSG have found out. So now on to the big question, what should happen after this season? Well, before I carry on the breakdown, if you do like this video, make sure to give the video a like, subscribe and put a comment in the comment section, as all of those things will help the video in the YouTube algorithm. And of course, if you could watch the video all the way through, that would be very much appreciated as well, and I'll leave some other videos that I think you may may enjoy in a description as well. So it does look like Mbappe is sure to leave PSG at the end of the season, and so Messi probably would then be left as PSG's main superstar over Neymar. Now Pochettino, if he stays, or the next manager, could build the team around Messi, maybe something like a 4-2-3-1 with a hard-working centre forward ahead of Messi, enabling PSG to defend in a compact 4-4-2 out of possession, and in possession Messi can be given a free role, floating deep or in between the lines as the side's main advanced creator. However, the souring of the situation at PSG and Messi's notable unhappiness may make both club and player think parting ways is probably the best for both, and so if Messi was to leave PSG, likely without a transfer fee because of his age and wage package, where should he go? Well, I do have 5 potential options that I am going to go through first, but I do think that Messi should and probably does want to go back to Argentina at some point with Newell's Old Boys, his boyhood club, and it does seem like he is destined for the MLS, with Inter Miami a likely option. When Messi was in talks with his new deal at Barcelona at the end of last season, a part of the deal apparently was that Messi would play 2 more seasons in Europe this season and next of course, and then would move to David Beckham's Inter Miami on a 2-year deal. So I see no reason why this still wouldn't be part of the plan. And therefore that would mean that he would move to the MLS at the end of next season in 2023, and Messi could stay there for 2 seasons and then go back to Argentina in 2025 at the age of 38 for a season or 2 before finishing his career. So if he is to leave PSG, I do think it will be on a 1-year deal to another club in Europe or maybe South America, but it's got to be a deal that not only suits the club but also Messi as well. My list of 5 clubs is going to be somewhat realistic, so I will be factoring whether Messi and a respective club would be interested and would ultimately be a good transfer overall. I'll also rank each side 1 to 5 at the end on who I think would be the best option for Messi, so keep watching for my final verdict. So the first club on my list is Barcelona. Now in my opinion, I don't think this is as good a move as it may seem, for reasons that I will come on to. However, I have included it on my list because first of all I think Messi would love a return, and secondly probably Barcelona would as well. Messi would likely significantly reduce his wage demands, allowing Barcelona to comply with financial fair play, and it would be going along with the plan that Barcelona had in place prior to Messi's unexpected departure. However, Xavi has been looking to use a high pressing style at Barcelona, and so he would have to adapt the system specifically for Messi, which I think in the long run could do more harm to the development of the side, even though it would be a dream return for a season for the Barcelona supporters and Messi himself, before then giving him the proper send-off that he didn't get last year. But apart from a spectacular Barcelona return, which clubs would be good options? Well, before we go through some suggestions, let's look at some other examples of veteran players who moved in their mid to late 30s and why the move turned out successful as it did. So a current example of course is Zlatan Ibrahimovic at AC Milan, who is now 41 in October and still a key part of Stefano Pioli's AC Milan side, alternating with Giroud as the target man in the 4-2-3-1 system, where he has scored 8 goals in 17 Serie A games this season, while scoring 15 in 19 last season. Now the reason that this move has worked out so well for Ibrahimovic is firstly, obviously that he's looked after himself and he's still in top physical condition, but also that he has been used wisely by Milan, not burning him out by featuring him in every game, and that means that when he does play he's able to have a massive impact on the side, rather than being a liability, which could easily be the case if he was forced to play week in and week out. Another example would be Andrea Pirlo, who left AC Milan on a free in 2011 after winning Serie A at the age of 32. Joining rivals Juventus, where he would go on to win 4 consecutive league titles up till 2015. And if anything, he even got better in Turin, where he played the role of a regista at the base of a midfield of Antonio Conte's 5-3-2. The reason Pirlo was able to be so effective as a creator, developing the role of a deeper line playmaker, was because Conte built the side around him, protecting his weaknesses. He was flanked by 2 energetic and athletic midfielders, with 2 of Pogba, Vidal or Marquisio sitting ahead of him. And this is similar to what should happen with Messi at either PSG or another club. However, instead of playing the role of a regista, sitting behind the midfield line, Messi would be a trequartista sitting in front of it. So let's get into the clubs. So the first club, or technically second club after Barcelona, is going to be Napoli. Now this may seem like an outside of the box option, but that's because realistically I don't see any of the European super clubs making a move for Messi, not because he's not still a world-class player, but because most sides like Liverpool and Manchester City use an aggressive pressing style, and Messi's lack of pressing ability at all really would be too much of a liability. And so that would take Liverpool, Manchester City and Bayern Munich out of the equation. Juventus cannot afford to sign Messi with Vlahovic already signed in January, and also with them being somewhat financially burnt by the whole Ronaldo deal. Manchester United, well, I'm not even going to bother talking about them. Chelsea can't sign anyone at the moment and probably would go for someone younger than Messi. And so with a return to Spain out of the question unless it is to Barcelona, and England and Germany not a viable option, Italy seems like a likely destination. And I think that Napoli would be perfect for Messi. Yes, he would have to dramatically reduce his wage demands, but at this point in his career, I think that is something that Messi would probably be willing to do. Napoli is also the place where Maradona holds legendary status, and so welcoming Maradona's successor would be something that fits in with the culture of the club. Also, with Napoli not winning Serie A since Maradona was there in 1990, this seems like the perfect challenge for Messi at this point in his career. At PSG, winning Liga does nothing for Messi's legacy, but winning Serie A with Napoli would certainly be a massive achievement, and arguably a bigger achievement than his La Liga victories in recent seasons with Barcelona. Spalletti could slightly adapt his system as well, not pressing as aggressively, and pairing Messi in a front two with the hard-working and athletic Victor Osimhen, who would be exactly the type of striker that you would want to play alongside Messi, doing the majority of the defensive work without the ball and sitting high up the pitch playing as a target man or an advanced forward and providing the runs in behind for Messi to find when Napoli have possession. Just seeing Messi in a Napoli shirt makes a lot more sense than seeing him in that oil-stained PSG strip. The next club on the list is Benfica. Now this is an even more outside of the box option than Napoli, and I know what people are thinking. Firstly, Benfica can't afford Messi, and secondly, why would Messi go to play in a non-top 5 league? Well, first of all, as I've said previously, Messi would have to take a significant pay cut. Benfica's current highest paid player is Julian Weigl on around 50,000 per week, and so Messi would still be earning 3 to 4 times more than Benfica's second highest player most likely. Now Benfica would probably have to do some financial wizardry, but I do think it's still possible, and of course it is Messi. And in response to the second point, yes, the Portuguese league isn't a top 5 European league, but winning Liga NOS with Benfica is still a lot more impressive than winning Liga 1 with PSG, the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich, or La Liga with Barcelona. Well, old Barcelona that is. So I don't really see that being a problem. And like I said with Napoli, winning the league with Benfica and going far in the Champions League would add to Messi's legacy a lot more than staying with PSG and winning another Liga title. So I see it being an intriguing challenge for Messi himself. Also, I think that like Osimhen at Napoli, Darwin Núñez would be the perfect striker to play in a front two with Messi. I did do an analysis video on him which will be linked below, where I did compare him to Osimhen because of his physicality, work rate and movement ahead of the back line, and it's all those attributes that would make him the perfect partner to play alongside Messi in a 4-4-2 defensive shape, with Messi being given a free role in possession. Now the next team on my list is another Italian side, however it's not Inter or Juventus because of their financial situations, it's instead AC Milan, who seem to be in a pretty financially stable position, and so would be best placed of all the Italian sides other than Napoli to bring in someone like Lionel Messi. Milan under Pioli currently use a 4-2-3-1 that does resemble a 4-3-3 during certain aspects of the game. Messi could be used as a false 9, dropping from the forward line with players like Rafael Leao and Brahim Diaz providing the movement ahead. Giroud and Ibrahimovic are two centre-forward options, but both are ageing, and so bringing Messi could be a good opportunity for Pioli, the opportunity to reconstruct the team, building it around Lionel Messi for a season, which would definitely give Milan an improved chance of not just winning Serie A but also going deeper into the Champions League. Now the final team on my list isn't a European side, it's in Messi's native Argentina and it's Boca Juniors. Now I know that Messi has said he does want to join Newell's Old Boys, which I discussed earlier on in the video, but I think another good move for him before that would be to follow Maradona and join Boca Juniors. This is because Boca are not just one of the biggest clubs in South America, but also in the world, and Messi would have the challenge of trying to win the Argentine Primera Division title, as well as the Copa Libertadores, which if he could do, would no doubt extend his legacy in Argentina. I could already see Messi in a Boca Juniors shirt playing in front of La Bombonera, and I think it would be the perfect bridge between Messi in Europe and Messi in the MLS, still being highly competitive and having the history to add to Messi's legacy, whilst also just being a legendary move at the same time. So which of these transfers would be the best move, not just for Messi but also for the club as well? Well, in 5th place I've gone for AC Milan, as whilst I do think it would be a good move considering Milan are a historic club, I think Milan are building towards something more long term. They've got quite a young squad, And even though Messi would be a great signing for them for a season, I do think that maybe they should be looking to spend Messi's wage package on a younger, more long-term replacement for Ibrahimovic. In fourth, I've gone for Boca Juniors purely just because I think Messi has unfinished business in Europe. I think maybe after he does another season, say back at Barcelona, he could then go to Boca and try to win the Argentine title and the Copa Libertadores. So it's still a very good move and a move I do want to see in the future, but I think it's a bit premature. In third place, I've actually gone for Benfica. Now, I've gone for Benfica this high up because I do think it would be an interesting project for Messi. If he was to win Liga NOS with Benfica, it would be hugely impressive. They are a massive club with huge support and a great stadium, so Messi wouldn't be out of place playing at the Estadio de Luz. And if he could help them go deep into the Champions League, maybe to the semi-finals, or even help them to win the Europa League, that would be historic in Benfica's history. But whilst I think it is a good move, I just think Napoli and Barcelona would be better moves. And in second place, I have gone with Napoli, as arguably this would probably be one of the most iconic moves of the last decade, because Messi would be replicating Maradona's legacy, and if Messi was to take Napoli to a Scudetto victory, that would be historic in its own right. I think it's a move that would hugely benefit Napoli as well, so I think it's definitely something Messi should consider. But in first place, I have gone with Barcelona. Now, I know I did say at the start when I was discussing Barcelona that I did think it was a bad move, but I have reconvinced myself, as I think it would be for one season. Messi doesn't necessarily have to play every single game like he did last season or in the last few seasons. He could be that sort of transition player to help the new generation come along, and you do kind of want to see Messi get the farewell that he deserves at Barcelona. So I think that in itself, even if maybe they could get a better signing for the long term, I do think that sometimes football is more about the history and culture of a club, and this would be a move that I'm pretty sure every Barcelona fan and Messi himself would want. So that's why I've gone with Barcelona as my number one. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that video, subscribe to the channel and click the bell. Check out the description for the link to Opera GX. Just by downloading it, you will be helping to support the channel, and I'll also leave some other videos linked down there as well.